Good morning, this is B. Nagesh. Today we'll do a topic in General Studies paper 2, Governance. General Studies paper 2 basically carrying 250 marks split up into polity, governance and international relations. The unit which we have taken for discussion today on governance is issues related to education. In governance, we have a unit issues relating to education, issues relating to hunger, issues relating to women, issues relating to poverty. So, these four topics are general and we do not get ready-made material. We'll have to rely only on the newspapers and magazines like the Economic and Political Weekly and the editorials of the Hindu, editorials of the Indian Express. This will help us in this governance related issue. So the topic relating to GS2, issues relating to education. See the question. The knowledge economy will help fight brain drain. Substantiate with reference to the obstacles facing the education system. Answer in 200 words, 20 marks. So here the examiner is trying to elicit from you information regarding like what are the obstacles facing the education system. Now we have the knowledge economy, but the knowledge economy has not played a dominant role in fighting brain drain. So what are the issues which are facing the educational system? Now the new education policy was drafted by the government. This seeks to streamline the functioning of the education sector. Innovation is the main weapon of change. So with this background, we go into the issues, the challenges facing the educational sector. See, while now the first thing which I would like to highlight, while there has been a corresponding increase in the number of universities, like statistics released by the Ministry of Human Resources show that the number of universities has grown 40 times since independence. The major issue being majority of these universities are rubber stamps for degree certificates. So the degrees issued by these universities, they do not get you employment immediately. You'll have to further specialize. You'll have to be skilled enough to fit into the requirements of the market. So the first issue which we are highlighting is, though there has been a record number of growth in the number of universities, there, what shall I say, the employability factor is not commensurate with the growth because the universities have become merely degree certificate issuing authorities. Now we take the key research institutes like the Indian Institute of Science, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and the IITs. A lot of research is going on and these are the institutions which will help prevent brain drain and which will contribute to the knowledge economy. But unfortunately, these research institutions are outside the university system. So this is another major problem or major challenge facing the knowledge economy. The key research institutes where a lot of research is going on, there is no link between the research institutes and the universities. Shortage of funds for research. Research is a very low priority item in the universities and allocation being low. So research is the biggest casualty in the universities. Now, the present universities cannot engage with other institutions or industry. There is no tie-up. Of course, now we have the placement sessions wherein the campus recruitment, that is one thing. But what I'm seeking to impress upon is there is no engagement, say on a day-to-day basis, on a regular basis Like the institution, the university is not understanding the requirements of the industry and not molding the educational pattern in this regard. So, in the absence of interaction, there is no free flow of ideas between the industry and academia. No free flow of ideas between the industry and the academia. So, this is another factor which is affecting the knowledge economy. In the US, the universities inculcate research. Like we give the example of Pfizer and the University of California, which has done how much of pioneering research work Pfizer has done in the collaboration of the University of California. Such things, academic, industry, collaboration, or free flow of ideas between industry and academia are lacking. Now, another major issue which we would like to stress upon is the admission process has to be streamlined. What happens is there are high cutoffs for the entry level. When there are high cutoffs, the really talented get dislodged from the system, thereby creative leadership suffers. There is no correlation between high marks and talent. Politics of caste, class, and gender are another factor which are plaguing the functioning of the universities. This factor you could see mainly in the southern states like Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, where the caste becomes a dominant area in establishing an educational institution, and everything is dominated by the leaders of that particular caste. So caste, class, and gender. Then academic autonomy. By academic autonomy, I mean the autonomy to the faculty. When everything is tailor-made, everything is dictated, everything is decided upon by the top grasses, academic autonomy is the biggest casualty in the functioning of the educational setup. So this is another obstacle which is facing the industry, the educational sector. Faculty recruitment. This is another bane of the system in which factors other than merit play the roost. Like in the selection to the government service, we have a similar process wherein caste, community, class, reservations, all this have a dominant role in the recruitment of faculty. With the result, the best do not easily get selected, and faculty recruitment becomes the biggest casualty in the process. Counseling for early career. The system of counseling is sadly present. Instead of having a year-long counseling wherein the student is advised, the student can select, the student is made to know of his pitfalls so that he can improve. Counseling is done in a very sporadic manner. It is done in a piecemeal manner. It is not done in a scientific manner. So these are the obstacles facing the education sector. So when you see the question again, the knowledge economy will help fight brain drain. So when can the knowledge economy fight brain drain? Only when the obstacles relating to the education system are tackled, are removed. So one redeeming feature, one positive development is the new education policy of the government, which aims at nurturing creativity, enhancing employability. So these two are the major factors which are absent in the present working of the universities. Creativity is not there. Enhancing employability also is not there. Then the new education policy also aims at inviting foreign universities to set up campus in India. So these three key features of the new education policy will go a long way in help fighting brain drain. So this particular question we discussed regarding issues relating to the education. As I said, governance, the primary topics which are listed in governance, issues relating to education, issues relating to hunger, issues relating to poverty, and so these issues, the material for these issues, you get only from the editorials of the Indian Express or the editorials of the Hindu or magazines like the Economic and Political Weekly. So, summing up our discussion on this particular topic, on the obstacles facing the education system. So, because the question is very specific. So, when you highlight the obstacles, the first thing you highlight is though there has been a 40-fold increase in the number of universities, nothing much has transpired. This is because creativity is lacking, academic independence is lacking, then the pressure of the caste and communal lobbies, no discretion in framing the syllabus, everything is tailor-made, everything is imposed from above, faculty recruitment not on merit but on grounds of caste and community and political interference. Then the main bane of the present educational system is no industry academic interface. Unless there is industry academic interface, innovation cannot take place, and innovation, which is the main weapon of change, can come through only with strong interface between the industry and the academia. Finally, we pointed out how research, which is the key of innovation, is starved for funds. And if you take the key scientific research institutions like the TIFR, the ISC, and the IITs, which do research, they are outside the purview of the educational system. Finally, counseling. Counseling is a critical issue which will help the student determine his career, and as I said earlier, that counseling is done in a sporadic manner, is not done in a scientific manner, and it is lot of pitfalls are there in the counseling process. So finally, the ray of hope on the horizon, the new education policy. Now the new education policy seeks to streamline the functioning of the educational sector by pitching on three important issues: innovation, creativity, enhancing employability. Because the major bane of the educational system is the degrees which are churned out, they are not employable, they are not getting you the requisite jobs unless you further equip yourself with a special degree or a specific skill. So, creativity, enhancing employability, and inviting foreign universities to set up campus in India. So, these three features will go a long way in getting or establishing a knowledge economy, which will in turn help fight brain drain. Thank you.